So I see that Nicolas Cage and vampires are still a thing.
I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire!
What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the 2023 Renfield. This movie is starring Nicolas Cage as Dracula. We have Nicholas Hoult as Renfield, Awkwafina, and my favorite, Ben Shwartz. He's from Parks and Rec, as many of you know. This movie is about Nicholas Hoult's character, Renfield, who has been, I guess, the slave to Dracula for quite some time, many centuries, they say. I was kind of confused about it, to be honest, like the whole exposition intro of the movie, although it was entertaining. I didn't really, understand the full backstory coming out of it. I just pretty much knew, okay, Renfield is a slave, Dracula is a master, and they're basically still together forever and ever. Going into this movie, I was not expecting much from the trailers. I don't think it looked that good. I also don't like Dracula movies that much. Never have back in the day, never have for modern day movies. From Twilight to the old Dracula, vampire movies have just never been much of my thing. Now, this movie was not a bad movie by any means, but once again, it was just not for me. All the actors did do a great job. Nicolas Cage, it seems like he just has fun in every movie he is in now. When someone told him he could play Dracula and wear 10 hours of makeup a day, he probably signed up the second they called him.
I am Dracula.
Okay, obviously we're dealing with a little bit more than just narcissism here.
This movie has a lot of blood. But when I say a lot of blood, it's like cartoonish blood. As in they took Nickelodeon slime, dyed it red, and every time someone dies, they just have that stuff pump on screen. There are scenes when characters just get kicked in the armpit and their arm comes flying off. Someone will grab the arm and just beat the hell out of everyone else with it. It's that style of movie. Now, at times, I was not sure if they wanted to go with a comedy or a horror. One scene would make me laugh, and then the next scene, you're like, oh, this has gotten really dark really fast. Now, this movie is kind of made for a metaphor of toxic relationships and how you can get out of them by using your own power of will. But all of that gets lost in kind of the mumbled story of it all. I'm very glad the movie was only an hour and 33 minutes, because anything longer, it would have overstayed its welcome. The number one sin of this style of movie is if it was boring, and that it was not. And there was a very high death count. There was times in this movie where they had some kills that were really cool, and sometimes I rolled my eyes because of how cartoonish they got. There were certain jokes that hit, and certain ones that kind of confused me. They were making fun of a genre of music that's not really around anymore, the first half of the movie, and I figured that they would go somewhere with that joke, but it just stopped and never ended up going anywhere. And that's what made me feel like the writing of this film was kind of all over the place. The budget of this movie was $65 million, so I'm guessing they're going to easily recoup all of that. If this one is successful, I'm sure they're going to go for a sequel at some point. I consider this one of those plain movies, so if you're flying for a long time and you want to put a movie on, this is perfect. I would skip seeing it in the theater. So if you're into modern day vampire movies, I do think you would enjoy this one. It's quick, it's fast paced, there's no boring parts about it. The writing and the story is jumbled, it's all over the place, but you can excuse that for some of the fun action scenes. So I'm going to go ahead and give this movie a 3 out of 5. I did think it was not for me, however, it was definitely not boring, it was entertaining. Would I watch it again? I don't think so. So thank you guys for watching the review of Renfield. Hopefully you guys check it out if you like, and we'll see you next time on the Movie Dive. Thank you guys for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe by clicking that button below. You can also leave a comment, good or bad. I'll enjoy it anyway. Until next time on the Next Day Movie Dive.